fresh asparagus. Yes, Matt, at this time of year, we overhaul our gardens, we overhaul our wardrobes and our menus. And if you like some lighter options, Julie is putting asparagus in everything but for the pancake.
Well, it's just springing in. It's like any grocery store you go, it's all local.
And it's affordable. And we were looking at it at, you know, $7.99.
Absolutely.
In the winter, and it's now $2.99.
Yes,
It's exciting.
and you can always go to foodlandontario.ca and find out how you can freeze it, so you can buy it in bulk. So easy ways to cook it. You can grab some, so I'm just going to put this. The only reason I was giving it to you in a bouquet is you want to store it in a little wet napkin in the fridge until you're going to use it, or just in a shallow dish with water with the stems down.
It will lengthen.
It will lengthen its life.
Freshness.
Yes. So when you are about to prepare it, you're just going to snap off the woody parts. Yeah, you're an expert at this.
I just love asparagus so much.
I know, it is so good.
I think one of those go-to. People either really like it or they're not necessarily extraordinarily fond of it. We're going to convert them.
Yes,
we will convert you today. Yes.
When you are cleaning them, they're a little sprouted. So when you're looking for them, first of all, you're going to look for those closed cloves. So see this one, I brought this one.
Hold it up a little higher so we can see, if you would.
It's a little bit spruced out. It needs to be used now.
Instead of being spruced up, you're spruced out.
So you're just going to rinse them so you get in between the little cloves and you're ready to go. What we're going to do first is make an asparagus pesto and then turn it into a pizza.
This smells so great. It looks so fresh and beautiful. So ingredients, very simple.
Super simple. I'm going to reach over to you. I've done a half cup of cashews. You can choose pecans, you can choose almonds.
Or pine nuts.
Or pine nuts, which is regular what it is. And then a half cup of asparagus. You're going to just chop that. Yep, you're just going to chop that up with a cup of fresh basil, and then of course you're going to put in your pound of chopped. And so how I've prepped this is super easy. I've taken a pot of boiling water and I've just added these in for about 30 seconds and then I've rinsed them cold. So really it's set to go. You're going to pulse.
Other
you're going to add a pinch of salt and a pinch of,
pinch of pepper and a lot of garlic.
Yes, and 2 cloves of garlic, which I will just scoop in here.
So I'll throw in a little bit of the pepper.
Yeah. Got the garlic in there. And of course, there's a few stages to blend it together. Once it is all blended, you're going to slowly pour in the oil and you're going to be set to go. And that is your pesto ready to go.
And we're not going to make the noise on live TV, but if you just take your phone to the little QR code there, magically, you will have this recipe. Here's the next stage.
Yes, so you're going to spread 2/3 of that delicious asparagus pesto. And of course, this keeps into the fridge at least for a week. And if you're not ready to use it, throw it in the freezer. It's delicious. This is great to pull out in wintertime, too.
Let's just make everyone feel great. Yes. You can make your own pizza dough or you can cheat.
Yes, you can cheat for sure. And then what I've done is I've taken little bocconcini balls and I've cut them in half. I've added through 1.5 teaspoons of oil, and then I've got a mixture of spices. I've got oregano, a little bit of salt, and chili flakes.
Great.
And I put that on top.
So this is a vegetarian option.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be if you'd like to add some, some chicken or some other protein.
Absolutely, pork, shrimp, anything, build it up. And again, get those kids in the kitchen and doing it.
See, Julie is a teacher, first and foremost. She was an educator who then continues to be an educator this way. Even though you do, some of the young people who are home think, I recognize her, maybe because Julie was your supply teacher?
Yes, definitely. I can't not
put you to the test?
Oh, they put me to the test, those little cuties. Everybody has fun when they get to school. And I get a chance to teach ultimate Frisbee out there, so yeah, definitely still in the school system. So a fresh pepper, any color you want. I've thinly sliced it. I've also prepped a cup of cherry tomatoes. I've got my oven on at 400 degrees. And
then we're throwing the feta cheese on as well, or just the bocconcino?
Just a bocconcino. This is one of our recipes. It will go into the oven. And then the last final stage of this, I'm just going to move this over, is I've got 1.5 teaspoons of balsamic vinegar. I, of course, forgot my peeler. Oh. But once that comes out of the oven, you're just going to peel off the stalk here, and you're going to make a tiny little salad. Oh. And you're going to put it on top once you're finished and it's melted. And then just keep these guys full.
So, this is what we've just created. And I know that Marlene has already shown you a photo of the after, but here's the before.
And you'll all have a chance to eat it after we're finished. and it's delicious, and honestly it takes 15 minutes. But there's so many different pizzas because we've got greenhouse tomatoes in, everything's coming out of the ground.
When we come back, we have another great asparagus recipe, and breakfast or lunch, it's a rhubarb apple pancake. I asked Julie, did someone take a bite out of that pancake? You said, no, that's just a garnish gone wrong, which we will cover with whipped cream. We'll do that when we come back, Matt.
Let's go back to the Ann Cusack and Julie Finley. Ladies.
Thank you so much, Matt. That was easy behind the scenes. We just traded out some recipes, and we were just looking up a key ingredient. Think we found it. We are making this dressing, Julie, for a potato, asparagus, cold salad.
Yes.
Like a potato salad with the asparagus twist and some feta. But you're making this great dressing. Tell us about it.
You know what? I started off with a ½ cup of plain yogurt. I've got fresh dill. You can find that in any grocery store and the market. So I've added a tablespoon in there. I've got a tablespoon and a half of oil. I have a tablespoon, which I won't pour it all, of apple cider vinegar.
Gives it that tang.
And then this, smell that. It's a za'atar. It's a za'atar spice, so it's a combination of cumin and other Middle Eastern spices
and
that
that's what we were Googling. Let's just be honest with everyone.
I know. And everybody who uses za'atar at home is going to be yelling at the screen right now, so thank you very much for your support. But this is something you want to have in your pantry, because anyone I've talked to in the last little while said it's delightful, added to pizzas, salads, everything else.
Great.
So I have cooked, I boiled the potatoes to your liking, and I've also boiled the asparagus for about 2 minutes in the same pot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drizzle this on top, and then you're going to add some feta cheese. It smells so nice.
What a fresh and wonderful dish to serve, and you can have everything prepared ahead and then just do a little assembly.
Yes, and super great for anyone coming over for a barbecue with a side of Ontario chicken, pork, steak, all those things.
So this is a beautiful recipe, and just go to our little QR code and it's yours. And if you do not wish to access the recipe that way, they are on our website right now. Thanks, Brenda. Now, Julie, this isn't just a pancake, it's a skillet cake.
It's a skillet pancake, so it's rhubarb and apple, everyone, yes. Your rhubarb in your backyard in Ottawa might be a little skinnier, but in grocery stores right now, and thank you, Sheila, for your rhubarb that I took today. And then you can get it thicker.
Even though that was kind of a backhanded thank you. Your rhubarb was really skinny.
No, and you know what? Some are thicker. I think hers was just in a funny spot.
But the flavor's still there.
The flavor is still there. Thin, skinny, anything. It is essentially a weed. It grows everywhere, so you don't always need to go to the grocery store. Go to your friends. Yes, it is coveted. There's so many recipes of Lighten, Ontario.
And some of it's going to seed right now. Just pull off the seed heads so that it will continue to flourish.
Thank you. And also do not eat the leaves. We know that for sure.
Just a nice background.
So what I've done is in a skillet, about 8 to 10 inch skillet, I've turned on the, I've got, oh, did I already put away? I did.
You're plugged in.
I am plugged in. I have put in an apple and 2 cups of rhubarb, and I've cooked them with 3 tablespoons of sugar in the oven and 3 tablespoons of butter.
Great.
And it's delightful. So your pancake, I've already got a ½ cup of whole wheat flour. I've got a cup and a half of milk. I'm going to have you cracking some eggs in here for me.
Right in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've also got a ½ cup of maple syrup, because we all have some of that over.
All of the eggs?
All of the eggs. 4 eggs. A teaspoon of vanilla. And super easy. You are
just very collaborative.
Good. You're so good at cracking. Let's get cracking. And of course, and then we are going to blend on. Takes 2 seconds. It won't fly off.
We did a test before, just in case.
Super easy. You're going to have your oven on for 400 for 10 minutes. You're just going to pour this over top, and then you are going to have your pancake ready.
Julie just keeps on trucking lumps and all.
Lumps it on.
It will look beautiful when you do it at home, and just give it a little.
Absolutely. Then you are going to cut it into triangles. Of course, I tried to cut it into triangles, but I love big chunks of fruit, so the kids are always like, slice it a little thinner.
Yeah, and that's
so
where I
slice
thought
it a little
Matt
thinner
took
if
a
you want
bite.
it.
Yeah,
no,
that's
Matt
exactly.
didn't, but he's welcome to have it after. Decorate it. We've got our greenhouse strawberries in, and of course the field ones are coming in. And you've got your Dairy Farmers
homemade whipped cream. Yeah.
No, Dairy Farmers makes it for you.
That's
Local.
so great.
And
Another little cheat. Look at you. See, I would have used the whipped cream to cover where I thought the bite was.
Oh,
but, we can, there's never too much.
Never too much.
There we go.
So, of course, being a little bit of a mom, I'm just going to add some more strawberries to that, too.
These recipes are yours right now, right there with our QR code, or they are on our website later. It is always so fun to have you in studio. She just keeps rocking and on rolling. But look at this beautiful, beautiful salad, Matt. Doesn't that make you hungry?
Yes, it very much so does. And I think the boys would love both of those things. I'm just saying that right now.